All right, beautiful people. We will get started in just a moment as I get everything set up. So bear with me as you are watching this replay. Okay, let's go. How to control your mind, manifest faster, and get what you want from life. What I'm about to share with you is going to be completely different from anything you've ever heard before. And I'm going to take my sweet time sitting here in the jungles of Costa Rica. If you're watching live, comment down below, or even if you're watching the replay, comment down below. Let us know where you are tuning in from. How to control your mind, manifest faster, and get what you want from life. I want to share with you something that perhaps you've never heard before. And by becoming aware of this, by letting it sink in, your entire life will never be the same. And it speaks directly to getting what you want from life. I'm here to tell you right now, for perhaps the first time ever, that you already have everything you want in life. Most people are like, no, dude, that's not right. Don't try to analyze the words that are coming through right now. Just kind of let them marinate. I want to say that again. You already have everything you want in life. Oftentimes, most people are unaware, unconscious of what they want. And because they're unaware of what they unconsciously want, they get frustrated as those unconscious desires manifest themselves and harden into fact. Like, wait, that's not what I want. Oh, yes, it is. This is difficult to swallow. Sometimes it's really painful to really admit that the challenge that I'm going through, the difficulty, the pain, I unconsciously want this. So what I'd like to do throughout this video, amongst many other things, is get you aware, to help you become aware of your unconscious desires so they no longer can have control over you. As I believe Carl Jung once said, until we become aware, or this is actually what he said, until we become conscious of our unconscious, it will dictate our life and we will call it destiny. The moment you become aware of your unconscious desires, it no longer has control over you. And for the first time ever, you can break free and begin consciously controlling your life. So that's what we are going to be talking about today. I want to make this very practicable, very pragmatic, so that it doesn't just fill your head up with more information. I want this to become embodied and influence your behavior so that you integrate this new level of awareness, and so that you literally change your life and begin serving more, begin loving more, begin living a wildly abundant life for you and those you love. So first things first, I'm going to ask that you journal to this. If you really want your life to change, journal to this. Perhaps rewatch this, come back to it so you can pause and journal. But the question is, what do you unconsciously want right now? Not what do you consciously want, right? But what does the condition, the programming inside of you, what does it want? And be radically honest here. You want to know a trick on how you can identify what the unconscious wants? Just open your eyes. What does your life look like right now? That is what you unconsciously want. So if you open your eyes and you see a body that is unhealthy, you unconsciously want to be unhealthy. Can you swallow that? There's no right or wrong here, good or bad. It's just calling a spade, speaking truth only. If you open your eyes and you see a relationship that is full of turmoil, that is what you unconsciously want right now. If you open your eyes and you see a bank account that's very small, that is what you unconsciously want right now. If you open your eyes and you have a 9-to-5 job or any type of job that you don't love, you don't consciously love, you unconsciously want a job that you don't love. We have to accept that, or at least become aware of it. You don't have to accept it. It's already been accepted, right? Accepting it is a bit of a mute point, or is that how you phrase it? It's a bit unnecessary because clearly you already have accepted it. But it can be helpful to become simply aware and allow it to be okay. Only then will you kind of open the page up to a new chapter so you can write a new script, so you can create a new program from scratch. But that is not possible until you radically wake up to your unconscious desires. For the longest time, I was lying to myself in retrospect. In the moment, I wasn't, or I didn't think I was. But I was lying to myself, and I was telling myself that I wanted more abundance. I wanted to help more people with my online coaching. I really wanted the financial freedom, the location freedom. But year after year, nothing was coming to fruition. I wasn't making hardly any money. I was still working a regular job. I wasn't traveling. I didn't have money to travel. And then I started to become aware of the power of the subconscious or unconscious. And as I dug deep and I did the probing that I'm guiding you through right now, and I really began to do some self-inquiry, and I started to ask myself, what do I want? It became so clear that I was addicted to the stress of hardly having the money to pay my bills. I was addicted to it. I was addicted to the recognition I was receiving in my other job, unaffiliated with online coaching. I was doing in-person training, and I was doing a great job, and people loved it. And I was addicted to the recognition that I had in that sphere of influence, afraid of basically starting over in the online world. But I didn't realize this for a long time. So there was so much tension. But once I accepted that, hey, unconsciously, I want things to be easy. I unconsciously want to, a lot of people to love and accept me. I unconsciously love the stress of figuring out how to make rent that month. It gave me something to fight for. Once I realized that, it was like turning the page to a blank canvas, to a blank sheet, and starting anew. And the way you start anew, the way you control your mind, the way you manifest faster, the way you get what you consciously want is you become radically honest with yourself. What do I want? What does my higher self want? What is being wanted of me? What am I being called to do? And we have to listen to me carefully, because this is huge and so many people mess this up. We have to be willing to drop all fear of judgment. We have to be willing to drop all labeling of good or bad, egotistical, not egotistical. If we're unwilling to let those things go, we're not being radically honest with what we want. If we do let those things go, then this clear path of freedom, you can finally pursue everything that has been yearning inside of you for such a long time, unafraid of what you will think of yourself. Whoa, isn't that crazy? So many people are saying the importance of not being afraid of what other people think. That's cool. That's step one. But what if you were unafraid of what you thought of you and you just followed the path? That is going to have a massive shift in your behavior. It's going to have a massive shift in the actions that you do. Okay, let's kind of take a couple steps back. Let's make this practicable. So, quick overview thus far. We've identified what our unconscious wants. The way we did it is we reflected on it and we simply opened our eyes and we're honest with what's currently in our life. Now, the second thing is, what do you want? What are you being asked to do? What are you being called for? Why are you here? No labeling of egotistical, no labeling of right or wrong. Just let it be. Do not judge yourself. If you don't judge yourself, the byproduct is also you don't care what other people think of you, as opposed to going inside out or outside in. You get the point. Moving on, the controlling your mind aspect, because it's one thing to love and accept. It's another thing to identify what you want, but how do you just focus on what you want? Let me take a couple breaths here, because this is where it starts to get very interesting for most people. You have to be completely relentless on what it is that you want and only focus on that, completely ignoring everything else, letting go of the past, letting go of what you currently see. None of it matters, because what you currently see is simply the manifestation of the past. So don't take your cues from what you currently see, because what you currently see is simply a reflection of the past. So only focus on the imagination. Only focus on the thoughts, the feelings. Let that be your compass. And perhaps this might feel very extreme and intense and masculine for some people. Well, that's okay. Just see what happens. If you gave yourself all the way to your imagination, you won't end up doing harm. It's impossible. Assume that comes with the assumption that you've done the work to become divinely guided. You've done the work to kind of see through the facade. Now, of course, if I shared this guidance with anybody walking on the street, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be as true, but speaking to you, it is true. Let me take a couple breaths and see what else I'd like to add to this. If any of this is resonating, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. The greatest thing you can do for me is share this video with the world. Just click the share button. I'd really, really appreciate that. final two things. If you want to associate yourself with a community of like-minded people, of people who are all divinely guided, who are all committed to a life of service, just comment down below the word community, and I will invite you to our free group of like-minded people. The second thing is, if you want to create a life of financial freedom, location freedom, and you want to use your voice, your gift to help people transform and live an abundant life as a result, and help others live an abundant life in all aspects of the word, just comment down below the word abundance, and I will give you information about my mastermind where I work with health, mindset, and spiritual coaches, and I show them step by step how to create an online business that generates at least $5,000 to $10,000 every single month, so that you can live an epic life and travel the world and take care of your loved ones. Thank you so much for watching this video. Mwah. I love you all. Be bold. Go live an amazing life.